Okay, good afternoon. It is November 13th, 2020. Here's what we were looking at for the day. Prices really started out in this range here. It was actually a downward a downward channel, but I didn't see that until later, unfortunately. But here's where I had my range lines to begin with. This blue line here and this blue line here. I'm probably going to adjust this as I go through the trades. Um, but yeah, we had this range with the downward bias here, and then prices broke that channel and moved up for the rest of the day, and they're trading even higher in these after hours. Oh wait, the market still hasn't even closed, but it's four. So I'm on the East Coast now. I know usually I'm on the Pacific Standard Time, but right now I'm Eastern Standard Time. So uh, if you see prices, the open is at 9:30 instead of 6:30, and it closes at, or well, Mack tells us to stop closing at what would be 3 o'clock Eastern Time. So just a heads up there. But let's take a look. This was for me. I didn't see this downward channel, so it was kind of difficult for me to look at earlier in the day. I was looking at it as a range. So if you guys saw that downward channel, though, I'm sure you saw this nice move right here. But yeah, I didn't see that. And just a personal note for me, I really need to learn to just walk away after I take a few good trades, because I hit these nice trades early in the day, but I kept going and I was just jumping in and just getting chopped up. But anyways, prices overnight trended high, steep channel. They hit this high where the red line is, and they came down into this range. So after, I would guess, I think I drew this line right here. I don't have the midline. I had the midline, which was the top of the range. So to start off the day, I had the top of the range right there. Okay, so prices are just bouncing back and forth. This is right before the open. I don't think I would have traded this, but that looks kind of good. But anyway, they came down here, went back up, and came down again. So, and you get a really good signal bar here. It's a second entry long, but you don't really think of it like that on range days. But we weren't sure what prices were doing just yet. So, oh, whoops. I will put second entry long, but it's really just a great signal bar going back into the range. And it's kind of, from here, it kind of looks like a counter trend break, even though prices came down into this range after this steep move up. I don't know. It's hard. I would love to hear feedback from someone on that, but haven't been getting much feedback. So anyway, that was a good move. Got a nice scalp off that and some extra points, and then prices started to move higher. So just like Max said in yesterday's video, you want to measure this and move it up. And so then I drew the line up there. And I actually had a midline down here after that. But anyway, look at these touches. So you get that, this move up, and you get a nice signal bar that touches. So actually this might be considered aggressive because it's really just a touch, but it's going back to there's plenty of room back to the EMA. That's why I took it, and it perfectly touched that measured move. So that's why I took that. Comes back to the EMA, and then it comes right back, and it's like a double. This over here is kind of like a double test. It tests this high again, it breaks higher just a little bit, gives you a nice bearish signal bar to go short under. I marked it as aggressive. I'm not too sure why. But yeah, it looks good to me. And yeah, I took those 3 trades, and I should have walked away, but You just want to keep trading. And I'm still on the simulator, so it doesn't really matter. After you get this move right here, I would think normally I would see that, but today I didn't see that, and I would want to draw the trend line down, especially prices look like this would probably fit off this bottom too. So, but I didn't see it, and that's why we're practicing on the simulator. So, not a big deal. So after prices came down here, I probably would have moved this right there, because you get like 4 closes on that level over here, and then you get 3 closes on that level right here. So prices move down, they come back up to this channel, and now that I'm looking at this, I might take this trade over here. I might take that. That's a pretty good bearish signal bar. It looks like there's rejection off the EMA, but if you put that stop right there, and this looks like a trap kind of. People think that the EMA is holding prices, and that prices are going to shoot. Yeah, that's actually a trap. People probably went long above this, and look, triggered right here. So you might even take that. You might even take that trade, because that looks like a trap. And it's a higher low off the trend line. Just some ideas. So prices come down, and you get a double test right here. The signal bar isn't great. Comes back down to the bottom of the range, but put that stop right there. Comes back to the top of the channel. Man. So really, I don't know if this is a channel, because it's kind of like, I've seen like triangles. People refer to things as triangles, so maybe that's what it is more so. But yeah, so I see this double test down here, fairly bullish bar. I like that. Then you got people getting trapped right here. People going short on this bar. They trick them, they go higher, and then you get this bar. It's a second entry short as well. First entry, second entry, off the trend line. Beautiful bullish bar, or bearish bar, excuse me. And look at that big move. I think that's like a 6-point move right there. But yeah, I didn't see any of these because I didn't see the trend line. Then prices bounce down here, move all the way up. Now that I'm looking at it, I bet maybe you could, because this line looks like it would fit across these lows too. I don't know. Anyway, here we get a failed second entry short off the EMA and off the top of the trend line. That's why I marked it as blue, but that might be aggressive. You get a strong move up. That's another reason I marked it. You get this strong move up, first entry, second entry, big bullish bar off the EMA, off the top of the trend line. That's why I marked it blue. And yeah, you do get a scalp out of that. Then you get, this kind of looks like a second entry long. 1 move down, 2 moves down. I think it might be a third entry, yeah. First entry, second entry, third entry. But it's off the trend line. It bounces off this green channel over here, and it kind of, if you drew a line off these 2 highs and then moved it down here, it kind of confirms that too. So that's aggressive, but it worked. Let's see. And then prices keep moving higher. They go above this range that we marked earlier in the blue line, and they start kind of ranging here. And I didn't take this first low, did I? No. I don't know. I made a stupid move here, though. That's all I remember, is I got stopped out on something. I don't know what. And yeah, but I like this. It's a second entry long. Prices seem to be trying to go higher, especially if you see. Well, I was gonna say especially if you see this trend down in the break, but maybe not. maybe not. Maybe you wouldn't take that, but it's off the EMA. For me, I just watching prices. It felt like prices were trying to go higher here, and that's what they did. So that's a second entry off the EMA. Big bullish bar. You might take that. Yeah, actually, yeah, and you see this channel up too. Prices are responding to the midline here, as you can see. And then they break out into this range at the overnight highs. And I don't see any entries I like here. Especially since you might actually now I'm looking at this one right here, because you might draw these two range lines. I was going to say you wouldn't have them yet, but look, prices keep touching it down here, that line, and price touch it or come close to touching it up here. Let's move it down a little bit right there. And look, that closes right at the top. So you might take that, but that's a wick trend break. So, and that kind of just looks like it's moving off the midline again. So I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't mark that. Yeah, I don't know. Something to consider though. They break out of the range, come back down. People are probably just getting chopped up left and right here. A lot of traps if you look at it closely. Like, I'm sure people went long on this bar. Tick higher, boom, skyrockets down. And then here, I guess that's just when they decided to let it go higher. And so if you keep watching, so clearly at this point, prices are moving higher. So here we got a second entry long off the or close to the EMA. Some people might not like that if they drew this channel line. It's right into the channel, but it's the second entry long, nice bullish bar. And then this one I marked as aggressive because it looks like it's a failure kind of, but it looks like a second entry. One leg down, two legs down, off the EMA. Especially once you see this bullish signal bar, you might put a limit order. Well, I guess you don't have to put a limit order because that breaks. Yeah, so I think you could go on that bar, but you'd have to put your stop below this red bar. That's the thing. So yeah, I had difficulty today. I don't know how everyone else felt. As you can see, prices are trading higher. But yeah, to me, I was looking at it as a range, and it definitely was this range up until, well, I guess, I mean, it was definitely a range up until, I guess, over these highs over here, because that's when you would be able to draw this trend line off those highs. And I wasn't paying attention to that. So yeah, always zoom out. That really helps. Zoom out like this. That really helps you spot the greater context. I really recommend that. I want to play with this trend line. Let's see. Yeah, so prices fit off that bottom too. Let's see. Maybe that. No. Huh. Well, yeah. And that's market geometry too. That's another thing, is like, just because this is the bottom of the channel, well, if we have another line from these highs, just like the top of that channel, I've noticed this. They'll fit in other places too. So that's like the midline for the bottom of the channel, the bottom half, the bottom tier of that channel. Just something to keep in mind, guys. But anyway, that's all I saw today. Please, leave feedback, and everybody have a good weekend.